Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to show you some basic stitches. There are plenty of videos on the internet that are much more thorough and knowledgeable than I am, so I highly recommend you check those out. But if you're too lazy to do that, I'll give you a quick rundown and hopefully my instructions make sense to you. You'll just need a piece of fabric. I have a hoop. I think they're called hoops. I have a hoop and fabric and thread and needle. You can use just regular sewing thread, or you could use embroidery thread and a thicker needle. I highly recommend using those for practice. Don't jump right into it with a thread and needle like I'm doing in this video. It's much easier to see what you're doing with bigger thread, and also it does not tangle on you nearly as much. So this is just a regular, very basic running stitch. Pulling through one side at a time made it much easier and much more likely for the string to get tangled. So trying to keep your work facing up and just sticking the needle through the work that way is much neater. So that was a running stitch. This is a back stitch. So you're going to start it out the same. Ignore this part. Wrong stitch. You're going to skip ahead and then come back. This stitch allows your work to not fall apart nearly as easily if the stitching, forms a hole somewhere. This gives you a chance to fix your work before it is just completely destroyed. And again, it's much neater to try to just keep your work facing up and use your hand underneath to manipulate the fabric for you. It also keeps your lines a lot more straight if you do it this way, as opposed to going through each side and flipping it every time. To tie off, you just make a few little knots in the spot you're working. Try to make sure that your needle doesn't go through to the other side of the fabric, but tuck it under the sewing thread on the side that you're working. I believe that this is called a stem stitch. You go halfway back up your initial stitch, and then you go a full stitch up. And I'm making these stitches a lot bigger than they should be, just so you can see them better. This kind of leans off to a side. It's kind of a slanted stitch. But when you do it on a smaller scale, it looks much more full, and it's a much more secure stitch too. This is probably my favorite stitch. It's hard to keep it looking straight, so I definitely suggest using a guide, like draw a line. Here's what it looks like on a smaller scale. This, I believe, is a satin stitch. You just go side to side. Kind of reminds me of a Halloween kind of stitch. Like how you would draw over your mouth to show that your mouth is sewn shut. On a sewing machine, the satin stitch is a much more tight stitch. It's what they use in a lot of the products that you probably have at home, like pillowcases and stuff. This is a cross stitch. You just make a bunch of X's. Start at the top of the previous stitch and go up across. And then start at the top of the other half of the previous stitch and then go across it again. Pretty straightforward. It is very easy to mess up the size of your X's though, so be careful. Maybe mark or like make marks on your work or practice for a little while before doing this on your work. I tend to make my X's a lot bigger towards the end of working them than I was previously at the beginning of it. This is called a woven web, I think. It kind of looks like a spider web. You just make a 5-point star, and then you go with the back of the needle, not the front of the needle, because Dum Dum here shows how the tip of the needle likes to get stuck in the fabric. So you go underneath every other line. So you start with your first stitch and then skip the second stitch, go through under the third stitch, skip the fourth stitch, go under the fifth stitch, skip the first stitch, go under the second, skip the third, go under the fourth, and at the end of this it will look more like a rose. A lot of embroidery patterns use this stitch to make flowers, and you're not supposed to use it with a tiny little thread like this, but I just wanted to show you the concept of it. You're supposed to use embroidery thread, which is much, much thicker, and it shows a lot of texture, and it's a very, very pretty stitch. And I just wanted to show you this. It's not important this week, but I wanted to show you this in case you don't have buttons, because you can use this for your eyes or your nose on your teddy bear or your cat toy later this week. So I just thought I'd show you this just in case. Same idea with this one as well. This is called, I think, the Lazy Daisy stitch. You go up and back down through the fabric right next to each other, and you don't pull through all the way, because then you go up a little bit and you pull through that to hold your initial loop, and then you stitch back down right above it to hold that loop in place. And it is very important to hold your thread while you're doing this. That way it doesn't get all twisted, because then it looks very sloppy. And also take your time with this. I was not taking my time with this. I was just trying to, quickly get this done to show you. But as you can see, that twisted right there and is not looking pretty. And my inside stitches are not in a perfect circle like you would want them to be. So take your time and be very careful with it. Like I said with the previous stitch, this is not necessarily important to our projects this week, but if you don't have buttons, or you're just feeling a little fancy and you want to learn some fancy stitches, go ahead and use these for the eyes and noses, or even just random patterns throughout your projects. I almost forgot about this stitch. It's a very good border. You see it on a lot of fleece blankets that you can get at the store. Ignore my first stitch, I didn't really do that right. But you just go forward, don't pull all the way through, go 90 degrees off to the side, and then come up through your loop. And then you go forward again, 90 degrees off to the side, and there you go. So this is a very good border stitch. If you don't want to have to flip your material or your projects inside out and right side out, then you can just do this stitch over the outsides of your work. So go ahead and introduce yourself to some of these stitches, and then tomorrow we're gonna get some practice in on our first project, which is just a pouch. I hope you're having a great day and happy crafting.